Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on day trading and why I think, in my personal opinion, that day trading is a horrible idea for the average retail investor out there to try and do, as well as my reasons for thinking this. And I'm going to go beyond the obvious facts that I think most people are already aware of when they begin day trading, such as how the vast majority of day traders will lose money, and how this is typically defined, because it's not always clear, is that the vast majority of day traders will quit day trading after 1 year or less with less money than they entered into it with. Now, one thing I do want to state before I get into the crux of this video is that you can make money day trading. I'm not saying it's impossible. If you know what you're doing and you know when to cut your losses and when to move on, it can be profitable. And there are people who make a lot of money doing this. But my issue with day trading is how a lot of these social media influencers and YouTubers tend to glamorize day trading to the general public, saying, I turned X number of dollars into $5 million day trading before I turned 11 years old. And they have 5 computer monitors set up with complex looking stock charts on them. And they say, you can do this too. All you got to do is buy my day trading course, which normally is priced at $1,000, but is now on sale for limited time only at $500. And this really gets people excited, especially the average retail investor out there who thinks they can make a lot of money doing this and quit their job and achieve that coveted financial freedom. Now, this is very dangerous because a lot of people who tend to watch these social media influencers really don't know any better. And since the cost to entry of investing is so low now with the advent of zero commission stock trading platforms like Wealthsimple and Robinhood, that people can basically start day trading instantly. And most of the time, they're not prepared in terms of the knowledge they need, and more importantly, they're not emotionally prepared to deal with seeing their money go up and down in such large swings. So please, if you're considering going into day trading, please watch this video and just rethink things before you do it. So I'm just going to go over some facts and statistics as well as my personal opinions. So let's say you start day trading, or you've already started day trading and you're up 30% this year, meaning you currently have 30% more money than what you started with at the beginning of 2021. Well, are you aware that the stock market as a whole, meaning the S&P 500 index, the Nasdaq index, are currently at or pretty much reaching all-time highs? This means that majority of the stocks that you would have been day trading have gone up in value, just like the stock market as a whole. We are in a bull market, guys, where the Fed is essentially printing money like crazy and handing out stimulus checks to people, and what they're doing is they're taking that money to the stock market, which some would argue is causing asset price inflation. And this bull market, what you have to realize is that it will not last forever. Eventually, something will happen, and stock prices as a whole will be going down rather than going up. Then most of the stocks that you're day trading, again, will be going down in value rather than going up in value. And if you don't believe me, read the study that has stats that I'm referencing on screen. Day trader profitability is significantly related to movements in the overall NASDAQ index, which is like a US stock index that has the more speculative tech type stocks like Alibaba, Netflix, and several others. And this really indicates that day trading success is more dependent on just stock prices going up rather than going down. So when a bear market hits, making money will be a lot harder. And it's unrealistic to assume that the average retail investor out there can come into day trading thinking that they can beat the markets doing this. It just doesn't tend to work out well, and in all likelihood, you're going to either lose money, or even if you make some money, you won't make enough money to A, compensate your time investment, and B, achieve better returns in the market as a whole that you could have got if you just took a buy and hold approach investing in index funds. And one other thing to note is, in order to actually make money day trading, specifically to make enough money that it's a full-time income, you do need a lot of money to begin with. Not only because you need to invest a lot in order to make an actual income, but you also have to be able to stomach some inevitable losses along the way, which are more likely to occur at the beginning of your day trading journey. And if you choose to do this, you're not going to make money instantly. It does require a lot of learning and a lot of stick-to-itiveness. So if you can't afford to lose that much money, then it's probably not for you. And you will also have to invest in very good trading technology, which will actually enable you to do proper day trading. If you want to day trade on Wealthsimple, for example, you're in all likelihood going to fail because Wealthsimple is not designed for that. You need a brokerage account that supports fast trading, which typically costs quite a bit. So you are going to need to fork over some cash in order to get started. And something else you have to consider are tax implications. when you make money buying and selling stocks, yes, you do have to pay tax on it, which means if you made money buying and selling stocks constantly throughout the year, depending on which tax bracket you're in, some of those gains are actually going to go to the government. So if you were just day trading all year and you actually made money and you use that money to pay your bills, then you're going to be left with a pleasant surprise come tax filing season when the government tells you that you owe them thousands of dollars that you just don't have anymore. So when you start out investing, it takes a while to get used to seeing your wealth move all over the place, and putting a significant portion of your money into one stock that you're trying to flip in the short term does really take a toll on people who aren't ready for it. And unless people go into day trading with a specific set of rules they plan on following, like when to cut losses, when to take profits, all that type of stuff, then you're going to make irrational decisions and constantly think about how much money you could have made. And there's something called the disposition effect, which says that day traders in general have a tendency to hold on to losing investments and then sell profitable ones. So they spend more time holding on to investments that are in the red rather than investments in the green, which intuitively makes sense. If you've made money on a trade, you're probably going to sell it versus losing investments. You're going to wait until those go up, which can be detrimental. Now, some people might say, well, why can't I just trade stocks on Robinhood for fun, just as a way of passing the time and educating myself and potentially making a little money? And you can absolutely do that. If you just want to risk a little bit of money and you want to learn how to trade, then sure, absolutely go for it. It's capitalism. You can do what you want. As long as you understand the risks and accept the fact that you're probably going to lose money doing this, and if you do make money, you probably won't make enough money had you just invested in a low-cost index fund, then it's fine. My problem is with people who are misled into thinking that it's easy money and you could just deposit a few $1,000s or a few $100s and start day trading and make a ton of money when you have zero previous investment experience. It's like I said, it's unlikely that you will make more money than if you had just bought an index ETF and sat on it for a while, rather than just constantly trying to babysit your investments, buying and selling. So here are some questions that I think you should ask yourself if you do want to get into day trading. So number one, do you have previous investment experiences? Getting into day trading before you learn what true investing is it's like showing up to a gym for the first time and trying out Olympic weightlifting. It's a horrible idea. And also, do you have lots of money to begin day trading and potentially incur large losses for a few months and pay for a high quality brokerage account? And third, do you have the time to commit to babysitting your trades on a daily basis when the market is open? And then lastly, have you come up with a formula for determining how big to make your trades and when you should cut your losses? And if your answer to all those questions is no, I would seriously advise against day trading. So some final thoughts. Please don't get sucked into day trading by social media influencers out there that make it seem all glamorous and awesome and anyone can do it. It's generally a bad idea to take advice from someone who does not face any downside risk if the advice they give is incorrect. So if a day trader tells you to start day trading and you lose your life savings doing it, there's nothing you can do. But say on the other side of the equation, if you hired a financial advisor to manage your money and that financial advisor started day trading with your life savings and they lost it all, you can at least go and sue them for malpractice and recover some of your lost money. Meaning a financial advisor faces downside risk if the advice that they give is faulty advice. A social media influencer does not face that kind of liability. All they have to do is say what they're saying isn't financial advice and you don't have to follow it, and basically they can say whatever they want without any consequences. And this doesn't just apply to finance and investing. Applies to anything. If you're taking advice from people on the internet, you have to remind yourself, does this person have any vested interest in the advice they give being correct, or is their only vested interest in just having as many people read it as possible, because that's what gets the most clicks, that's what brings in the most advertising revenue, and that's what will make them the most money. So that's something you got to keep in mind. So anyways, I hope you learned something from this video, and again, just be careful when you're out there on the internet reading about stuff like this. Take everything you read with the thickest grain of salt you can find, and just really think things through. And as always, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you like this type of content, and I'll see you later.